Things have gone from bad to worse for Elon Musk. And no, not even Trump promising to buy a Tesla could stop the bleeding. Since the former president made his White House comeback, Musk's golden boy status has started to fade fast. Tesla's stock just took another nosedive. Analysts are slashing price targets left and right, and confidence in the company is evaporating across Europe.
Elon Musk has had a rough few days. Tesla dealerships have become the target of protests across the country, and its stock price has taken a big nosedive.
The development comes after Trump's sweeping tariffs backed by Navarro cost Musk nearly $18 billion as Tesla stocks tanked like the rest of the market.
Elon Musk, Tesla CEO and the world's richest man, is learning the hard way that sometimes business and politics don't mix.
Is this the beginning of the end for Tesla in Europe? Could Tesla survive this wave of backlash, or is it already too late? And how much of this collapse really has to do with Musk's open support for Trump? Let's dive into all the details in this video. Tesla had a rough ride on April 7th, and this time, it wasn't because of autopilot. The company's stock took a nosedive after a top Wall Street analyst slashed his price target by over 40%. Blaming a brutal combo of Trump's auto tariffs and Elon Musk's rapidly melting public image. Dan Ives, the go-to Tesla guy at Wedbush Securities, dropped his target from 550 to 315 over the weekend. Still, he bizarrely kept his outperform rating, like someone saying, "It's crashing," but impressively. Investors didn't exactly clap. By that morning, Tesla shares had dipped as low as $216, a sharp 9% drop, before crawling back to $233.29 by the close, still down 2.5% for the day. Just a few weeks earlier, U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick popped up on Fox News and told viewers it was the perfect time to load up on Tesla stock, swearing they'd never be this cheap again, after it had closed at $235.86 on March 19th. The very next day, Musk reportedly told Tesla employees during an all-hands meeting to hang on to their shares, probably while gritting his teeth. Since the year started, the stock has plunged nearly 40% and is down a whopping 55% from its December all-time high. Funny enough, Tesla had actually surged after Trump beat Kamala Harris in November's election, mostly because investors figured Musk's bromance with the president-elect would boost the company's fortunes. But according to Ives, that bromance is now boomeranging. Musk's high-profile role in Trump's inner circle, leading a White House advisory squad he's calling the Department of Government Efficiency, yes, DOGE, is doing serious damage to Tesla's brand. Ives described it as a full-on identity crisis. He said that customers who once bought Teslas for their climate-friendly vibe are now ditching them entirely, turned off by Musk's political alignment. The backlash has gotten messy. Anti-Trump and anti-Musk groups have started staging protests against Tesla, with reports of charging stations and even entire vehicles being vandalized or destroyed. Ives warned that the deeper Musk leans into Trump world in his DOGE initiative, the more Tesla risks turning its brand from edgy to radioactive. He estimated the company may have already lost 10% of its future global customer base because of what he called self-inflicted wounds. Things are especially tense in China, where Tesla's once loyal fan base isn't thrilled with Trump's tariff playbook. Ives said, the brand's reputation over there is taking real damage. Trump's new auto tariffs are officially messing with more than just headlines. They're about to scramble global supply chains and jack up the price of everything on four wheels. And while Tesla isn't as deep in the tariff swamp as Ford or Stellantis, it's definitely not untouched. Dan Ives pointed out that the company still brings in a bunch of its parts and battery components from overseas. So yes, Elon Musk might have a spaceship on Mars one day, but for now, he's still stuck dealing with Earth's trade drama. Meanwhile, Tesla's Q1 numbers were not exactly victory lap material. The company delivered 336,681 vehicles, well below the 400,000 that analysts had originally predicted. Still, Ives is hanging on to some hope, mostly thanks to Tesla's future-facing projects like autonomous driving and that long-hyped robo-taxi service. Because apparently, when sales dip, there's always the dream of driverless cars to save the day. But Tesla isn't the only tech player feeling the tariff heat. the entire tech sector has been taking hits since Trump dropped the tariff bomb on April 2nd. Apple, for example, has seen its stock fall nearly 19%. And that's after analysts warned that future iPhones could cost up to $2,500 depending on the model. So, yeah, your next upgrade might cost the same as a used car. Data-hungry companies like Meta are also bracing for impact, with tariffs threatening to inflate data center costs and complicate revenue from Chinese advertisers. And while stock prices were on a roller coaster, thanks to rumors about a possible 90-day tariff pause, the White House quickly shut that down via social media. No break, full throttle. As of April 7th, Apple's stock ended the day at $181.46. But overall, the market's mood is still very much tariff hangover. Tesla's grip on Germany is slipping harder than a Model S on black ice. In the first quarter of 2025, the EV giant only managed to register 4,935 new vehicles in the country, a jaw-dropping 62% nosedive compared to the same time last year. And here's the kicker. This happened while the German EV market grew by 39%. That's like showing up to a party and somehow being the only one who didn't get cake. According to fresh data from the German Federal Motor Transport Authority, this wasn't a one-time stumble. It's been a full-on free fall. March saw Tesla's registrations plummet 43%, hot on the heels of a brutal 76.3% crash in February and a 59.5% drop in January. Meanwhile, the rest of the market was thriving. Battery electric vehicles made up 17% of all new car registrations in March alone, with the overall EV segment rising 35.5% that month. Basically, everyone else is on the Autobahn. Tesla's stuck at a red light. Part of the mess can be blamed on Tesla's Berlin Gigafactory, which had to pause and retool its lines to prep for the new Model Y Juniper. So yes, January and February had some logistical hiccups, but March? That drop-off suggests this isn't just about the production line. A big part of the slide is happening inside people's heads and hearts. Elon Musk's larger-than-life personality might play well in some circles, but in Germany, it's not so much. His constant political hot takes and online antics have seriously rubbed people the wrong way. The glow around Tesla has dimmed, and it shows in the sales. Germany's outgoing economy minister Robert Habeck didn't exactly hold back. He said it's clear that public enthusiasm for Tesla has taken a real hit in recent weeks and months. But he wasn't mourning the drop. He was practically waving a checkered flag for local automakers. He suggested that with Tesla slipping, this might be the perfect opening for German car brands to step in and wow buyers with good, powerful cars. Translation: the king's crown is slipping, and the locals are ready to snatch it. In France, the automaker's registrations dropped by 36.8% compared to the same time last year, barely scraping just over 3,100 units. That's a sharp curve downward in a country that once flirted hard with the brand. And it doesn't end there. Sweden took it even further, slashing Tesla sales by nearly 64%. Things aren't looking much rosier on the market share front either. Tesla's grip in France has loosened to just around 1.6%, while Chinese EV makers like BYD have been quietly flexing, now cruising past 3% combined. Looks like the new kids on the block are pulling up with fresh batteries and better vibes. As for Norway, the land of fjords, salmon, and being the global poster child for EV adoption, the picture isn't as grim, but still not great. March saw only a slight 1% dip in Tesla sales, which almost feels like a win at this point. But when you zoom out and look at the year as a whole, Tesla's sales in Norway have been cut in half. So, yeah, even in the EV promised land, the shine is wearing off. The best-selling small cars of 2025 so far are in. And guess who's still sitting pretty at the top? The Ford Puma, once again, has clawed its way to the number one spot, proving that when it comes to budget-friendly rides with a little bit of flair, it's hard to beat. We're only a few months into the year, but according to Autocar, the rankings have already seen some shakeups compared to 2024. The Puma didn't just return, it returned with upgrades. Ford gave it a facelift, including a sleeker dashboard, a revamped steering wheel, and a shiny new infotainment system. Clearly, buyers liked what they saw. The car has already racked up 14,930 sales and is cruising toward even more. Although the year started off a little sleepy for Puma sales, March flipped the script. In fact, it wasn't just a good month. It was the strongest March for new car registrations since 2019. So yes, the car market is finally stretching its legs again. But not everyone is joining the joyride. Despite electric vehicle sales rising by 43.2%, Tesla didn't land a single model in the top 10 most bought cars. Not one. Even with the EV wave growing, Tesla's still trying to find its footing in the middle of the stampede. As one analyst pointed out, they're battling sluggish momentum, and it's showing. Meanwhile, Ford's Puma is just out here, casually lapping the competition. Got it. Here's your rewritten version. Same word count, all facts intact, names removed as requested, and with that punchy, engaging tone you're looking for. It was more than just a car. It was a statement, a symbol of innovation, sustainability, and being just a little ahead of the curve. But lately, that shine has faded. The same brand that once stood proudly for climate action is now tangled up in political controversy, thanks to Elon Musk throwing hundreds of millions behind Donald Trump and his promises to pump up oil and gas production. The owner described watching Musk's shift with disbelief and said the final straw came when Musk pulled off what looked like back-to-back fascist-style salutes at Trump's January inauguration. After that, they admitted they felt nothing but disgust. Driving their Tesla no longer sparked pride. It just felt awkward. On April 7th, new numbers from the European Automobile Manufacturers Association showed Tesla sales nearly halving across Europe compared to the previous year. Analysts immediately started questioning just how many buyers were walking away from the brand because of Musk's far-right leanings. In January, Tesla sold only 9,945 cars across Europe, down from 18,161 last year. But the backlash isn't just showing up in the stats. Some current owners have taken their disappointment and turned it into protest. One driver, stuck with a well-worn Tesla and not much resale value, decided to donate 10 cents for every kilometer they drove to charities supporting LGBTQ+ youth and anti-extremism efforts. They said it was their way of taking the wheel back from Musk's politics and sending a message he definitely wouldn't like, a personal form of revenge. In another case, a different Tesla user recalled getting heckled at a gas station. Someone shouted that driving a Tesla meant supporting Trump. That moment hit hard. And since their lease wasn't up anytime soon, they took matters into their own hands. The result? A line of cheeky Anti-Elon stickers for Tesla cars, with messages like, "I bought this before Elon went crazy," and "Elon sucks." Demand quickly snowballed. Orders jumped to 2,000 stickers a day. "Elon does the marketing for us," they said with a grin. But some are going further. In Poland, where the memory of World War II still looms large, a government minister publicly urged people to boycott Tesla after Musk popped up at a far-right AfD rally in Germany. "Probably no normal Pole should buy a Tesla anymore," the minister said in a radio interview. "This needs a serious response." It's already happening, citing Musk's open support for Trump. Energy company Lichtblick followed suit, announcing they were pulling the plug on Tesla for backing extremist politics. Over in the UK, activist group led by donkeys projected images of Musk's salute on the Berlin Gigafactory wall, with a message saying, "Don't buy a Tesla. The world's richest man is promoting the far right." That campaign included a bus stop ad parodying Tesla as the swastika, complete with the tagline, "Goes from 0 to 1939 in 3 seconds." Stickers with the same message have popped up on Tesla vehicles in London. In one instance, a protester brought a life-size cardboard cutout of Musk, doing his salute into a Tesla dealership in North London. Even rival EV brands are jumping on the opportunity. In Sweden, the CEO of Polestar said his team had been actively courting disillusioned Tesla drivers. "We get a lot of messages from people who say they're done with this," he explained. After a Dutch poll revealed that 31% of Tesla owners were either thinking of selling or had already done so, the industry is watching closely. A German automotive analyst said this year will be a major test for Tesla. He noted that while consumers have short memories, Germany might be an exception. The country's history makes Musk's embrace of the far right particularly toxic. Backing Trump is one thing, but aligning with the AfD in Germany, that could leave a deeper mark.